BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 208, and I'm your Sunday host, Bourgie86 here again. Yes, guys, as you know, it is time for that Sunday review. Oh, yeah. The film I got for you guys today is actually was a first-time watch for me. It was a Australian film from the year 2015, but I've been hearing a lot of interesting things about it. Like, I seen this like around the circles on Facebook, and I was like, this looks very odd and peculiar. This film, I had to check this one out. And of course it goes by the title of Cat Sick Blues. Look at that crazy cover art. Kind of shows you what you're going to get into it. Of course, this was released in Australia through Monster Pictures, through Fatal Visions, which is a company that goes through like these weird, like kind of like new wave, like low budget psychotronic, like ozploitation films. And this was actually their first release through this new line that Fatal Visions through Monster Pictures, which is an Australian company, of course. Now, pretty much the main plot is when we're introduced to our main character of Ted, who's a young man who's coping with the loss of his cat. Yes, I said that correctly. And pretty much what ends up happening is after Tim's cat Patrick has passed away, he has a mental breakdown and has like this thought to his head where he ends up becoming a serial killer and killing these people and collecting their blood because he believes that through this way, if he gets 9 lives, he could bring Patrick back from the dead. While this is going on, also, he ends up getting into like this relationship with this girl, Claire, which he meets at like a pet bereavement support group. And then the journey entwines and they clash paths, pretty much. That's the main plot of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one going into it. Very fucked up movie. Lots of fucked up things. Like, Ted, like, as you see him, he's on the cover right there. He doesn't have a peculiar attachment that that's in the movie on the cover. You'll see it when you watch this movie. There's a certain attachment that he also carries throughout the film while he's stalking and killing his victims. But I do like the look of him. As you can see, he wears a cat's mask, of course, and he has like these talon-like claws that scratch and could cut your throat pretty much, and he uses those to his benefit in his killings. But he does numerous things to like his victims throughout the film. Very tense like aesthetic for the film. It has like this great look and shot to it. It actually kept my interest from the very beginning of the film because it has some like great atmospheric shots in the beginning where like we see like the first like stage of the murder happen, and it's very awesome and set at nighttime, and this very awesome tense music. Also, another thing to note about this film, it has a very tense like synth-based like soundtrack, and it goes well with like the aesthetics of the film. Now, there is some like what the fuck moments in this movie, especially with like some things that happen towards the end without spoiling too much for you. But there's a lot of like what the fucks, especially with like Ted's character, especially the way he's like acting like a cat pretty much through his stalk and slash aspect. Especially with that certain attachment. That's all I'm going to give away. You'll see what it's kind of like a phallic attachment, and kind of like in the essence of cats, because if you don't know this, cats actually have like male cats actually have barbs on the end of their their private area, and it has like that essence and stuff. So it was very like weird and bizarre to see at the same time, but I'm kind of glad they went that way because they were actually showing like that Ted was a cat person and more, so he knew what cats were like and stuff. So it was kind of like weird and peculiar and odd at the same time to see that in the film, and especially the ways that they use it and not use it, as I said before. But yeah, very oddball film that I really did enjoy. It has like I said, it's shot well. The acting is phenomenal. The main actors who play Ted and Claire are just phenomenal in their roles. And pretty much, there's nothing. The only gripe I do have with the film, though, is there is this weird sequence in the middle of like the climax, which, without giving too much away, it kind of has like a Cronenberg-esque feel to it, and it kind of takes you out of like the rest of the story, kind of. You know what I mean? It has like that aspect of it's like a sequence and stuff, and that's all I'm going to give away without spoiling too much because I want to spoil it. But it's very Cronenberg-esque, and it kind of comes out of left field, especially with what's going on inside the film. But I still kind of enjoyed it. It has some cool effects, shots in it and stuff. It just felt kind of out of place. That's all. It's nothing that I didn't hate it or anything. I just thought it was like out of place inside this film, with about a serial killer, pretty much. But I did enjoy this. I do recommend this. Of course, this is only released in Australia, so you had to pick up this Australian DVD. Or I believe they also have like a burn-on-demand Blu-ray of this release. I think it's made on demand. I'm not sure. But, yeah, highly recommend Catholic Blues. If I had to rate it, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, with the gist of like what was happening inside that dream sequence scene, or any like the other scenes that kind of felt like kind of odd and out of place in the film. Overall, it's a very highly respected product, especially with like the aesthetics and the shots. It has some great gore, I have to say. Like a lot of like the kills are awesome and very well shot, and have some like great music to them. So I really did enjoy this. So 8 out of 10 for Catholic Blues. I highly recommend this, guys. Check it out. Alright guys, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoy, and as always, I'll be back next week with another one for you guys. Peace out.